Hello. I am hoping that you guys are doing absolutely wonderful on this beautiful day. It is a great day, and February is a great month, and even though it's the middle of winter, I'm telling you what, it is going to be hot. I'm really hoping to give some encouragement to some of the new founders as well as some of the older founders. My name is Jeffrey, and you've probably heard me say quite a few times that what blew me away and got me into ONPASSIVE was listening to Mr. Mufareh on the webinars at the very beginning of my journey with ONPASSIVE. As a result, whenever you listen to Mr. Mufareh, I would encourage you to listen to what he's saying as well as what he's not saying. And then go back and listen to his recorded updates. It's going to surprise you what you hear, okay? There are a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, we really can't multitask. This is to say that when we think about something, especially if it's intently enough to engage the imagination, that our subconscious takes over so our internal senses are muted. We're running on autopilot, so to speak. This happens a lot during the webinars, and every time it does, it creates gaps in our memories about what was said. It's as if it was never said at all because we just didn't catch it. Listening to the webinar more than once will allow you to hear things that were missed the first or the second time. And secondly, when we focus on the context of conversation, we engage in intuition. When I refer to intuition, I'm referring to an energy center in your gut that's pretty close to your solar plexus. It's a real thing. It's a cluster of neurons that is very sensitive to certain information in the field. The unified field, the field of potential, the spiritual realm, that can supplement your brain power, so to speak. But getting back on topic, it was Mr. Mufareh and his heart and his vision that pulled me into ONPASSIVE. I stopped everything else that I was doing and went to work, like so many of you, building ONPASSIVE, and our combined efforts caused it to seriously gain some momentum. This was toward the end of 2018. Going into 2019, I think we had about 12 to 14,000 founders. That's when the time frame started to lengthen as the activity of Mr. Mufareh and his team was accelerated, varied, and became very broad. This is to say that there were a lot of things that were being tried. There were things that were being tested. There were new avenues being opened up. There were new ideas that were being brought to the table. There were new products and visionary aspects that were being worked very much as well. And I'll tell you, it was very tumultuous during that time, friend, during the time between February and May of 2019. But during that, we had continued with our momentum and growth. Now, Mr. Mufareh said that they got things right about April of that year, and then we headed from a standard marketing platform with some very good products to a much bigger, much more diverse and more comprehensive platform. So without taking a lot of your time explaining things, just know that for the rest of that year, we were fully engaged in product development and growth. That's when everything started getting ramped up and things really started to pick up when he put his vision across to the founder base. We hit 4, 5, or 6 milestones that each had an effect on the timeline and our size. This means we ended up going from a small platform with few products to a product suite with lots of products, and then to a smart business solution as ONPASSIVE started to develop their own AI. Mr. Mufareh knew he didn't want any third-party activity or players in the business because he wanted no one outside of ONPASSIVE to be able to exert any kind of negative control in ONPASSIVE simply because he had experienced what that could lead to. Dishonesty, cheating, theft. Oh yeah. He had witnessed firsthand some of the very unethical behavior, and boy, he was determined to keep that out of ONPASSIVE. Now that was a radical idea. But with every step and milestone, the launch was pushed out a little bit. And with every step and milestone, we became a little bigger and a little stronger. He made sure of that. After tackling the smart technology integration, Mr. Mufareh moved on to automation through AI to become a huge, completely automated digital platform. We became the world's first total internet solution. A complete, massive digital platform with 50 departments that are all integrated. All of this technology, all of these products, all of this infrastructure, all of what has been developed by Mr. Mufareh was created by and for ONPASSIVE. And with every new development that was put in place, our timeline was affected and our launch was pushed out just a little bit. But you need to understand that every time something was done, It was done with the intent of not allowing anyone to have any control over us. It was done so that no one can have a say in what we're doing outside of the company. It was done so everything is fair, legal, ethical, and so that nobody would be able to stop us. Mr. Mufareh will never put an IPO out. He's never going to sell the company. The company is made for the founders and for the world and will never be controlled by anyone outside of ONPASSIVE. I mean, if you think about it, we outgrew the first office in Calcutta and moved to Bangalore. 3 months later, we outgrew that office and moved into Hyderabad. These things don't happen overnight. Come on. Mr. Mufareh is leading the charge here for, good 2.5 years. And not only has he developed an abbreviated online experience all under one roof, but he's successfully done it with new and challenging technology, in an abbreviated timeline, and in the midst of a global pandemic. Come on! What he's accomplished would take most companies anywhere from 4 to 7 years, all under a shroud of development. However, founders have been privy to ringside seats with a blow-by-blow commentary through our entire development. And you'd have to agree, it's been a spectacular journey, and it shows no signs of letting up. It is true that Mr. Mufareh has a Master's of Information Technology, but I'll tell you, one of his greatest teachers has been through the School of Hard Knocks, and you can see it in how he is now, as opposed to how he was and how he presented 2.5 years ago. When you listen to him now, you can hear the training, you can hear the inspiration, you can hear the difficulties, you can hear the understanding, you can hear the wisdom. I mean, the man has a learning curve that's been arced at about 60 degrees for the last 2 years. And how he has managed, I gotta say, it's all but short of incredible, right? Equally incredible is that he's never been shown to lose heart. He's never lost the vision for what he has started. And he's been working diligently in different time zones, many hours a day, for a long time to ensure success. Our success and the success of ONPASSIVE for generations to come. So take heart, keep faith, rise up and rejoice. Get mentally and energetically on board with his accomplishments and our trajectory by blessing ONPASSIVE at a down-to-earth level. I can feel that it's already taking place and the energy is mounting. I'll bet the buzz keeps Corinne awake at night. So let's continue to speak good about Mr. Mufareh and his family, to speak good about the development teams and engineers and each member of our founder base. Let's keep the prayers strong and pure by recounting past victories, and let's be patient and positive as this unicorn in waiting learns to stand, run, and powerfully lead a new generation of unicorns. It's all been done for you, and we are certainly in it to win it. In closing this out, I'd just like to say, if you're not a founder and you're interested in becoming a founder, get back with the person that invited you, the one that sent you here to listen to this. But if you happen to stumble across this, or maybe just don't have a link where you could go and really check us out, then just click in the description box below where there's a link that shows you how to register. But whatever it is that you do, I really hope that there's a lot of blessing for you and your family in whatever your future holds. And lastly, I'm working on a video that's going to seek to expand your mental paradigm, and it's going to offer a resource I'm going to make available on this site as well. So I hope you look forward to that, and I know that I look forward to giving it out.